Have you ever felt lost and alone? In times of despair, humanity has always sought solace in a higher power. For centuries, millions have found that solace in the teachings of Jesus Christ. His message of love, compassion, and healing has resonated through generations. But is this healing just a relic of the past, or does Jesus' power to heal still touch our lives today? We live in a modern world, driven by science and reason. It's easy to question the miraculous, to dismiss the supernatural as mere folklore. Yet, deep within the human spirit, there remains a flicker of yearning. Across the globe, countless individuals claim to have experienced miraculous healings. They speak of cancers vanishing, chronic illnesses disappearing, and crippling disabilities fading away. Could these be mere coincidences, or is there something more at play? To answer this question, we must turn to the ancient texts that first chronicled Jesus' life and ministry, the Gospels. These four books, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, paint a vivid portrait of a man who walked among the sick and suffering, offering them solace and healing. Like threads woven into a rich tapestry, stories of Jesus' healing miracles appear throughout these texts. From the tranquil shores of Galilee to the bustling streets of Jerusalem, Jesus' healing touch reached people from all walks of life. The blind saw, the lame walked, and the sick were made whole. These miracles were not performed in secret, but often witnessed by large crowds, leaving an undeniable mark on those who beheld them. The Gospels present these accounts not as myths or legends, but as historical events that transformed lives. The Gospel of Matthew opens with a resounding declaration of Jesus' identity and mission. He is the promised Messiah, the Son of God, who has come to heal the brokenhearted and set the captives free. Matthew's account is filled with a sense of urgency and purpose as Jesus travels throughout Galilee, teaching, preaching, and healing the sick. In Matthew chapter 8, we witness a pivotal moment in Jesus' ministry, the healing of a leper. Leprosy was a feared and misunderstood disease, and those afflicted were often ostracized from society. Yet Jesus, moved by compassion, reached out and touched the leper, declaring him clean. This miraculous healing served as a powerful testament to Jesus' authority over sickness and disease and his unwavering love for the marginalized and outcast. The Gospel of Mark, known for its fast-paced and action-packed style, offers a vivid portrayal of Jesus' healing ministry. Mark emphasizes the immediacy and power of Jesus' touch, describing how people were healed instantly upon encountering him. One of the most enduring images from Mark's Gospel is the story of the woman with the issue of blood. For 12 long years, this woman had suffered from a debilitating condition, ostracized and desperate for a cure. Hearing of Jesus' healing power, she pushed her way through the crowds, believing that even a touch of his garment could bring her healing. With unwavering faith, she reached out and touched the hem of his robe, and her bleeding stopped. Luke, a physician himself, presents Jesus' healing ministry with a keen eye for detail and a deep understanding of human suffering. His gospel emphasizes the inclusiveness of Jesus' compassion, showcasing how he healed people from all walks of life, regardless of their social standing or religious beliefs. Luke's account is filled with stories of outcasts and sinners who found healing and hope in Jesus' presence. One such story is the healing of the centurion's servant. This Roman officer, a man of authority and power, approached Jesus with a desperate plea to heal his beloved servant who was paralyzed and near death. He believed that Jesus' word alone was enough to bring about healing, and he expressed this belief with humility and conviction. Jesus, impressed by the centurion's faith, declared, "Go your way, and as you have believed, so let it be done for you." Luke's medical background shines through in his detailed descriptions of Jesus' healing miracles. He often notes the specific ailments Jesus healed, painting a vivid picture of the physical and emotional suffering he alleviated. One such instance is the healing of the woman with a spirit of infirmity. For 18 long years she had been bent over, unable to stand up straight, trapped in a cycle of pain and despair. As Jesus was teaching in the synagogue, he noticed this woman in the crowd and was moved by compassion for her plight. He called her to him and said, "Woman, you are loosed from your infirmity," and he laid his hands on her. And immediately she was made straight, and she glorified God. The Gospel of John, often considered the most theological of the four Gospels, presents Jesus' healing miracles as signs pointing to his divine identity and mission. John emphasizes the spiritual significance of these miracles, revealing how they demonstrate Jesus' power over sin, sickness, and even death itself. One of the most well-known healing miracles in John's Gospel is the raising of Lazarus from the dead. Lazarus, a close friend of Jesus, had been dead for 4 days when Jesus arrived in Bethany. His sisters Martha and Mary were grief-stricken, their hope seemingly lost, yet Jesus, moved by compassion for their sorrow, commanded that the stone sealing Lazarus' tomb be rolled away. With a loud voice, he cried out, "Lazarus, come forth!" And to the astonishment of all those present, Lazarus emerged from the tomb, alive and well. This miraculous act of resurrection is a powerful testament to Jesus' authority over death and his promise of eternal life to those who believe in him. The Gospels offer a compelling glimpse into a time when the miraculous was tangible, when Jesus' healing touch brought hope and restoration to countless lives. But are these stories merely ancient history, confined to the pages of a dusty book? Or do they hold relevance for us today in a world often shrouded in skepticism and doubt? The answer, many believe, lies in the countless testimonies of miraculous healings still occurring in our modern world across continents and cultures. From bustling cities to remote villages, stories abound of individuals experiencing extraordinary healings that defy medical explanation. These accounts, often shared with a mixture of awe and humility, echo the miracles recounted in the Gospels. One such testimony comes from a young mother named Sarah, diagnosed with an aggressive form of breast cancer. Despite undergoing grueling rounds of chemotherapy and radiation, Sarah's prognosis remained bleak. Facing her own mortality, she clung to her faith, praying fervently for a miracle. One evening, as she lay in her hospital bed, weak and filled with despair, she felt a surge of warmth and peace wash over her. The next morning, Sarah awoke feeling strangely different. To her astonishment, subsequent medical tests revealed that her tumor had completely vanished. It is important to note that these miraculous healings are not confined to any one culture, religion, or denomination. They transcend geographical boundaries and religious differences, touching the lives of people from all walks of life. In the slums of Calcutta, a young boy crippled by polio is said to have walked again after a street preacher prayed for him. In a rural village in Africa, a woman dying of AIDS reportedly experienced complete healing after a group of villagers gathered to pray for her. These stories serve as a powerful reminder that Jesus' healing power is not limited by time, distance, or human understanding. What is it that allows these seemingly impossible healings to occur? Is it simply blind luck, a roll of the cosmic dice? Or is there something more, a force that connects the human spirit to a realm beyond our immediate understanding? Faith in the context of healing is not merely intellectual assent to a set of doctrines. It is a deep-seated trust in the unseen, a conviction that a power greater than ourselves is at work. In the realm of healing, faith acts as a conduit, a bridge between our human limitations and the boundless possibilities of divine intervention. It is not about ignoring medical science or rejecting reason, but rather about embracing a reality that extends beyond the confines of our current understanding. Jesus himself said, "If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move." When we align our hearts and minds with the possibility of healing, we open ourselves up to a realm of infinite potential. Faith, however, is not a passive state of waiting for a miracle to occur. It is an active choice, a conscious decision to believe in the face of adversity, to hope even when logic dictates despair. It is a journey of surrender, of relinquishing control to a higher power, and trusting in its wisdom and timing. This journey of faith is often accompanied by prayer, a heartfelt conversation with the divine, expressing our deepest needs, fears, and hopes. Prayer is not about reciting empty words or following prescribed formulas. It is about pouring out our hearts to God, sharing our burdens, and seeking His guidance and strength. As we embark on this journey of faith and prayer, it's important to cultivate an attitude of receptivity and openness to receiving the healing that God desires to pour out upon us. This receptivity is not merely passive waiting. It's an active engagement with our own healing process. It's about making healthy choices, seeking appropriate medical care, and creating an environment conducive to wholeness. Faith without works is dead, as the scriptures say. While we trust in God's healing power, we are also called to be active participants in our own well-being. This might involve making lifestyle changes, seeking counseling or therapy, or simply taking time for rest and self-care. When we align ourselves with God's will and take steps towards wholeness, we create space for miracles to unfold. The idea of miracles, of divine healing in the modern age, can be a stumbling block for many. We live in a world that values logic, evidence, and scientific proof. To some, the notion of a supernatural force intervening in our physical bodies seems archaic, even fantastical. Doubt can creep in, whispering that perhaps those ancient stories were embellished, that maybe those modern testimonies are just coincidences or psychosomatic events. It's important to acknowledge these doubts, to allow space for questioning and critical thinking. Faith is not about blind acceptance, it's about seeking truth, even when that truth challenges our preconceived notions. One of the most challenging aspects of faith, particularly when it comes to healing, is grappling with the reality that not every prayer is answered in the way we hope or expect. We may pray fervently for a loved one battling a terminal illness, only to see them succumb to their condition. We may cry out to God for our own healing, believing with all our hearts, yet continue to experience pain and suffering. It's in these moments of profound disappointment and grief that we must cling to the truth that God is with us in our suffering, even when we cannot feel His presence. Section 3, the mystery of God's plan, trusting in His infinite wisdom. We must remember that God's ways are not our ways. His plans are higher than our plans. He sees the bigger picture, the intricate tapestry of our lives, woven with threads of joy and sorrow, triumph and tragedy. While we may not always understand His reasons, we can trust that His love for us is unwavering, His compassion boundless. He collects our tears, hears our cries, and walks with us through the darkest valleys. Sometimes healing comes in unexpected forms. It may not be a physical restoration, but a profound sense of peace in the midst of suffering. It may be the strength to endure, the courage to face another day, or the comfort of knowing we are not alone. Section 4. Embracing the journey, finding hope in the unseen. Faith is not about demanding answers or dictating outcomes. It's about surrendering to a power greater than ourselves, trusting in God's wisdom and love. Embrace the journey with its twists and turns, knowing we are held in His hand. The question of whether Jesus still heals today invites us to explore our faith. It's a journey of discovery, exploring God's boundless love and grace. The enduring legacy of healing, the power of belief transcends time, igniting hope and mending spirits. From Galilee to today's hospitals, faith restores. The human heart yearns for the miraculous. We long for divine touch and peace. Stories of healing remind us of Jesus' enduring legacy. His compassion is unchanging, His power limitless. A journey of faith and healing, yours to embrace. Perhaps you're reading this, your heart heavy with burdens, your body weary from battling illness. Maybe you've prayed for healing, for yourself or a loved one, and felt the sting of unanswered pleas. Know this, you are not alone. Doubt, fear, and disappointment are part of the human experience, but they do not have to define your journey. Just as a mustard seed, small and seemingly insignificant, can grow into a mighty tree, so too can your faith blossom into a source of strength and healing. The journey of faith is not always easy, but it is a journey worth taking. Embrace the journey of faith and healing. It's a journey that can transform your life and lead you to a place of peace, hope, and wholeness.